Hello everybody, Iain, Robson here. Welcome back to County Line. Now, first things first, you probably noticed that I have $138,000, and there's a very specific reason for that. Basically, what I'm running into more than once now, oh, I can probably drop that off, is that I'm reaching the cap of this silo here, because the cap is 200,000, and I keep reaching the cap here, and apparently the price of barley has gone up, which is surprising to me, honestly. So I guess I'll sell this barley. I wasn't expecting that, but it was down last time I fired up the game, so I must have gone up again. Anyways, I'm okay with that though. So we're in early autumn now again, and let's go ahead and send this guy on his way then. If it's up that high, I might as well sell it. And I'm gonna turn this down a little bit because that was louder than I thought it was gonna be. There we go, that's better. One thing I don't like about this trailer is that it does that. I think every trailer I've run into almost does this now, which is really annoying. Anyhow, so I'll let this guy do his thing, and as you can see, I got the combine rolling down here on field number 11, because this can be harvested as well. And those are the only two fields we can still harvest. We need to progress time a little bit more before we can start harvesting their fields. Let's just verify that. Ready to harvest. 33 is still not ready to harvest. So that was our beans. Be nice if they were, but they're not. So. Anyways, I'm going to let this guy run. I have this on the AI extension worker, and we'll see how he works out. Because I think I planted with courseplay, so the turns may not be as severe as they were before. So we'll see how this works out. Anyways, a couple little points. One of the points I want to make is the fact that because we keep running into the cap of our silos, I would like to expand our silos, because it is extremely frustrating to not be able to harvest your whole field and put it straight into the silo. That's just me though. I know some other people probably don't feel that way, but that's just the way I feel specifically, and it bugs the heck out of me when I can't do that. And that was one of the smaller fields, or is it one of the smaller fields? That was only, yeah, I guess it's kind of the medium-sized field, field 10. So, anyways, because of that, I went ahead and mowed this field, and it's all raked and ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and borrow or lease the baler wrapper combination, and we'll make a little bit of money from that. Let's go ahead and lease that. Foil color, we'll go with green because I like green, and we're gonna lease it because we're only going to do this one field, and we probably won't do this very often. This will just be for an extra injection of cash. Let's go ahead and lease that. Yes, and then we will return it eventually when we don't need it again. Where is the shop? That should be. Here it is, up here. Get that. There we go. Apparently our case is slipping. Not surprised. The way the AI extension takes these turns just encourages this guy to slip. And I find they don't always work well together, but sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It just depends. The first pass is always the worst one, because this is the one where it's trying to figure out where to go and all this jazz. After it makes these first initial few turns, it's not so bad. There we go. Okay, so anyways, what tractor should we put on this baler? I guess we could put this. Don't need a superpower. I guess this probably is the best one, honestly. Don't need the diff locks on. Those are probably on for when I was doing a little bit of the leveling. Although something I found that's kind of interesting about the leveling is that oh, there's the truck dropping off a load of barley there. Let's keep an eye on how much money we make from this. This will be curious, because it's at 1,300 right now, which is kind of high for barley. So we'll see what that turns out to be. And let's see. We also need to bale up this straw as well for the cows, because that's the one missing link that we need. Alright, what do we got? How much money is that? That's quite a lot, actually. So it's about, the trailer holds 50,000, so it's going to be at least 50,000 and more, so probably like 670 something. That's my guess. We'll see in a second here. Yep, there it is, 68,000, so just under 70,000, so that's good for us. And let's just check the price real quick. Has the price gone down? Or I'm sure it's gone down a little bit, not much actually. So I'm surprised the price is so high, actually, considering what time of year it is. So like in the autumn, of course, everyone's harvesting their crops. So it seems a bit strange that the price would still be that high. But what I'm going to do is going to set this guy so he stops the last point there. Because we don't want him to sell another load. Not right now, at least. I'm drinking coffee this morning. I feel like I'm talking like 100 miles an hour. So I apologize. If English isn't your first language and I'm talking really fast, I do apologize. Feels like it's been a long time since I've had coffee and done a Let's Play, but I guess it has been a while. Ever since I stopped drinking coffee on a daily basis. I still love coffee, don't get me wrong. I just didn't like what it was doing to my body over time, so now I only drink coffee maybe like once a week, basically. And that's of my own choosing. It's not because the doctor said, Ian, you need to stop drinking coffee. It was because I was more like talking to myself saying, Ian, if you want to be able to sleep in past 5 o'clock in the morning, if you want to avoid having a huge headache, stop drinking coffee, sort of thing. So, because it was giving me some wicked headaches. Like if I woke up at like, let's say 5:30 and hadn't had coffee yet, I would have, like right now, like this morning I woke up at like 5:30. I kind of slept in a little bit. Sleeping in is 5:30 for me, yeah. Anyways, but if that were the case, like I would have had a enormous headache. So we're gonna go to the second part of the field here, and I don't know if I'm gonna do the baling or if I'm gonna set up course play to do the baling. I could go either way, really. I don't know. That's a good point. Also, actually, someone mentioned this a while ago, and I just forgot to bring it back up. The Massey Ferguson. This baler, in real life, doesn't do full-size bales. It does small bales, but for the sake of this game, the creator, I guess this would be Black Sheep Modding, made it so they did full-size bales. But in real life, it doesn't do full-size bales, apparently. Just a little side note there. So it's kind of like it's a hack, I guess, in the game, the way they set it up. Let's see here. Do I want to bale straw or do I want to bale? I think what I'll do is I'll bale the straw, and I'll set this guy up on this field over here. What field is this? This is grass, dairy, rake. Uh-oh, which one is it? I don't know. Oh yeah, it's this one, okay. So let's just delete the other one. That was this one here. Let's just verify that real quick. Yes, because the other one I believe does different direction. Okay, so we're just gonna cut this guy up. He's gonna do his own thing. I don't want to babysit this. I don't know where it's even gonna start. Over there somewhere. Okay, cool. Let's grab the truck. Oh, interesting. That's one of the stopping points, I guess, because it does the fuel there. Okay, we can leave this here for the time being. What's the price? Yeah, it's still kind of, it's low enough so we don't need to sell another load there. Okay, cool. So we actually need to get the other baler. And there's an offset here for some reason. Oh, that's probably why it was messing up so much. No wonder that makes more. Why was this even offset in the first place? Because he was the one. I was trying to figure out why. This is funny and embarrassing all at the same time. I was trying to figure out why the leveler was doing some weird things the other day. Like it was going like hitting the wall every single time. I'm like, what the heck is it doing? Like, what's going on here? It was because it had an offset, and the reason why it had an offset is because it was set up for mowing originally with the side mower before we got the other mower. That's hilarious. We'll let this guy do his thing. Anyways, we can get the 4760 on the baler here. Someone actually said I should get the 7800. Where is that? And put that one on the baler. Too many tractors. I need to go prune some of these tractors out. Where was it here? The 7800. Not the Fendt 1000. Although it's a cool looking tractor. Why do these have blue, like a purple actually outline? Anyways, that's the one from the mod. That one's actually not bad. Where is it? Here it is. We could actually buy this tractor. 140 horsepower tractor. This 4760 is actually more powerful than this 7800. I don't think I'm not a big fan of the 7800 as the front tires aren't as nice as they could be, but this is the American style version, so it doesn't have all-wheel drive. What do we have in our garage? Because we already have 140, 120, and then I think the Oliver's 100, and this is 180. Yeah, honestly, we don't need the 7800. I'd have to get rid of one of my other tractors. Yeah, for now we'll just continue with this guy. Grain tank is full. Well, you should be unloading that combine. Yeah, see, that's what happens if it's not recognizing the combine. I'll do this manually because it's going to mess it up. If it doesn't recognize the combine, it's usually because it's outside the field. So if you're recording a course and you want it to recognize the combine, best thing to do is to just record the course so it starts and ends inside the field. So see, the reason why this tractor couldn't recognize this combine was because it was outside the field. So far, the hard worker's not doing terrible. It's usually how they work together is what I find is the biggest problem. It's not necessarily one or the other. It's like working together is where I find they have lots of problems. I'm just gonna stop here because it's gonna do a weird turn. You can actually change the turns too, so it does like a backing up style turn like the regular in-game hard workers do. There, you should be fine now. You're gonna do a big U-turn, aren't you? Yeah, fine, whatever. Do what you want to do. Nope, don't do that. This is the problem you run into. The hard worker was like, oh, I missed a little spot. Well, of course you missed a little spot. Did you see what you were doing? Come on now. There. Let the combine get ahead of us. It's half empty anyway, so. And then once it's ahead of us, it should be fine. I have to admit, I do like the chop straw. I think Alex, not Mad Alex, the other Alex, was the first one who suggested that a long time ago. I don't know why I didn't start using it then, because I think it's fantastic. Okay, that's that. Let's hop back into the Young Deer. Actually, if you are from Norway, shout out to all those people who live in Norway. One of my Norwegian friends, the Nor the Warrior, he used to say Jon instead of like in North America when they say John, he said Jon because I guess that's how they pronounce J's in Norway. There we go. So we're gonna go bale up some of the straw now. The other little thing about the straw, funny thing, is if you recall. If you recall the last episode, when I harvested this barley field over here, actually it took me quite a long time to harvest it with our small little header. Anyhow, it took quite a long time to harvest it. Now the funny thing you probably realize is that I was leaving bits and pieces all over the place, and there's a funny little reason why. So if you look at the courses that I have set up for this field, which is field 10, I had a 9-meter combine course, which was for corn, which is why I was missing little bits. So that was the reason why it was messing up. So I had to create a new course for courseplay so it wouldn't miss so many little bits all the time. There we go. Now you're out of his way. Okay, but also because of that, this outside section right here is all like done with a 9-meter course, and then the inside sections are all done with a oh yes, I need to change that. There we go. And the outside sections are all done with 9 meters, the insides are done with a 7.6 meter header, so it's kind of funny. Alright, let's do a little bit of baling of the straw, because we need straw for our non-existent animals. But we will have some animals eventually, so that's the reason why we need to bale out some of the straw. Got a couple things going on. Harvesting canola. And I probably won't do this for a long time. But, do I have it set to 12 meters? That's not terrible. There's lots of straw down here, honestly. I'm not too worried about it. And we're getting a lot of straw, so I could theoretically slow it down a little bit, but I don't think it's going to make a big difference, to be honest with you. Coffee. But we could have got the 7800. I think it's a little underpriced. And I don't know, I thought the 7800 was more powerful than 140 horsepower. I don't know why I think it is, but apparently it's, well, we can check. 1 second. Yeah, according to tractordata.com, a great site for looking up information about tractors, by the way, it is 145 horsepower PTO. I don't know. Why do I think the higher numbers are should be more powerful? Because apparently this 4760's got a few more horses on that 7800. That's bizarre. In my mind, the 7800 would have more because that's a higher number, but that is not the case at all. Okay, let's go around here. Also, what we'll probably do is we're in early autumn. I'm just gonna check the our seasons map real quick. Let's see here. Can we plant? Yes, so we can almost start planting. Yeah, so we can plant wheat, barley, or canola, and I probably will try this because if you look, you can harvest wheat, barley, or canola early in the year. So like I guess late summer. So you can harvest it in late summer, but I don't think you're going to be able to plant another crop after that. I'm going to try actually, just because I'll probably do it on a smaller field that we have, not a bigger field, just because I'm kind of curious. But it is what it is. There we go. Yeah, that's crazy. 7800, and it was built in 1992 and 1996 apparently. And the next model is a 7810 apparently. I don't know how many bales we're going to get out of this, but quite a lot, I imagine. If I had to guess. The 7800, I don't know. That's surprising. Yeah, like I said, I have to get rid of one of my tractors. I probably don't need this many tractors. I was talking with Mark the other day, Mark Dupont, I guess you'd say it if it was in French, or in English it'd be DuPont. Actually, if you live in Toronto area, you'll know DuPont Station. That 7800's doing some funny things. Anyhow, he actually only has one tractor on his farm, which I think is hilarious. I'm like, you have one tractor? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, that's it? He's like, yep. I'm like, why? He's like, that's the way I like to play. I'm like, alright. It was so bizarre for me because like I have this is a relatively small farm, right? And on this relatively small farm I have like what, 4 tractors. Now granted they're all kind of smaller tractors. We have like the 8830, which is the larger tractor, and then we have, what do we have? The 7800? No, we don't have that one yet. The 4760, which is 170 horsepower, I think it was. The 8830, which is 185. We also have the Oliver, which is like 100, I think, just less than 100. And then we have the John Deere 7R series, which is 300 and something horsepower, but we don't own that one. By the way, leasing costs are ridiculous when you have the seasons mod, because haven't been using that tractor like all season, but I've been paying it for all season. So I think I need to get a bit smarter with my leasing. So what I should do in reality is just lease it when I need it, not necessarily lease it all year long. And that would probably help my cause a little bit. Alright, I'm just gonna park this over here, and I think what I'll do is this guy's doing his thing, good. Turn that guy off for the time being. And I think I'll take over from the hard worker here, because he's doing a He's not doing a great job. Wonder how much canola we're gonna get from this field here. Ooh, really? You're gonna put that one there too? Yuck. Canola's a high price right now at the biodiesel plant as well. That's pretty good. I don't know what the highest prices are going to be, because it changes depending on which time of year you're at, eh? So like in this context, we are in autumn, early autumn, not late autumn, early autumn. So for example, early autumn, whoops, this is what I wanted. Early autumn, can you harvest canola? Yeah, so the price should probably start going down as you get into like mid to late autumn, I imagine. But I imagine your highest prices are probably going to be in the off season. So that's just a guess, though. Someone asked me where I got this Timt trailer from. I think it's from, I think it is from modhub.us, but I'm not certain about that. Where's that tractor? He's around the edge. Okay. So a couple things going on. So this is where it's advantageous to have a few smaller tractors, as opposed to a bunch of big tractors, or one big tractor. So I do have one big tractor, but I can't do all this. Like, you would never bale with a Case Steiger 620. That'd just be ridiculous. No, I don't think we did. We get the 620? I don't think so. But you know what I mean. So it's kind of bizarre. 44% canola on that Mass Ferguson, not too bad. That if you do the unloading, it's not so bad. But Courseplay doesn't seem to like it. I'm surprised this hasn't withered, to be honest with you. Maybe it will once it hits winter. I don't know, because it went through spring. So yeah, I guess once it reaches winter, I imagine it might just it might screw it up and just take it out. There we go. Not bad. I wish I could just duck down a little bit so I could see the edge going into the... I don't know how you... In real life, like, the overloader guy sometimes has a camera in his tractor, and you can just see where the pipe is versus where the tractor is, so... There we go. That's unloaded. Okay, it probably doesn't need very much unloading, because it's canola, of course. Like, if it were corn or something like that, you'd need a ton of unloading, but... with it being canola, it's not really a huge issue. Wow, we got 48 hours in this thing already? Okay, 26 engine hours before we need to go ahead and do some more work on this. As you can see, it's dropping in some chaff there, and that'll give us one stage of fertilization, so we'll be able to drop some fertilizer on that, and then cultivate that under, and then that'll be good to go, basically. Excellent. Sweet. Alright, let's move on to the next thing here. Now, the other thing I was thinking about doing is, because we have the other wrapper, I was thinking about cutting this field up here too, and then using that. Because if we come over to, we also have this 8340, which is an awesome tractor. I did this, I don't remember if I mentioned this or not, but I leveled this out as best as possible, and it's probably because it messed up because of that whole offset. Anyways, leveled this out, and then we have, I don't know how much we have in here. This one's done, and this one is done now as well. So we just need those straw bales, and then we're basically good to go for cattle. And we need a TMR mixer too, which we do not have. Let's see, how much is a TMR mixer? $48,000, I think it is. $41,000. So that's the in-game big one. That one does... I don't even know how that one works. I don't think I've ever used that one. 12,000 liters versus... Really? That's 12,000 liters? That goes in a 3-point hitch too. Do we have... We don't have... Everything's not bales though. That's the problem. If everything were bales, it probably work perfectly. But alas, it is not. As a water tanker, we don't need that one. Oh, that one's a... we could try that one actually. Yeah, we could try this guy here. 22,000 holds... Really? How is it 22,000 holds 6 liters? No, thank you. Goodness gracious. Okay, well they're just expensive apparently. I'm interested in this one. I'm not sure how it would work with the silage though. If it was a silage bale, it would be no problem, but because it's bulk silage, I'm not sure if that would work. Because you just, this little bar here, you just pick up the bale and plunk it in there. That's a nice thing about it, but I don't have, everything's not bale, so. I'm not sure how good this is. I'll have to double check actually now. The standard in-game one is the Silo King. I'm curious. I kind of want to try this, but it seems expensive. But maybe it's not really. But I don't like how it holds 6,000 liters. That seems really low. Like this little tiny thing holds way more than that. That's why I'm. Yeah, I would try that, but I'm not sure about the bulk stuff. So let's go ahead and get this guy here. Yes. Yes, I'd like to purchase that. So now we have a silo mixer or TMR mixer for our cattle. For when we get cattle, we probably could buy cattle now, almost. Honestly. And having said that, let's actually pick up a water trailer too. 9,000. I'm not sure how much was that. 9,500 versus 3,800, which holds 32,000 liters. We don't need something that big yet. Does that hold water too? It does. Honeybee one. This holds 30,000 liters at 16, but we don't have that many cows, so probably we can start off with this guy too. Let's go ahead and purchase that. And I guess the next step is purchasing cows. Do we want to buy them straight from the shop, or do we want to just have them delivered? Apparently we have cows. We have not bought any cows. I just realized that. Yeah, we don't have any cows, but there's cows in here. That's confusing. Very confusing. Let's see where the cow point is to pick up cows. Let's see what the price is. Like, open and close the door. Oh, that's kind of neat. I didn't even do that. Where is it? I know it's around here somewhere. It's like a... Yes. I'm happy they have just the cow sound like that. Some barns have like the worst, like they have like the beef cattle barn sounds from like FS13 or 415, and it's just terrible. Let me find the entrance 1 sec. Okay, I found the buy point here, and how much could we buy right now with 140,000? Well, actually that's not too bad at all. 30 cows. Ooh, that's very tempting actually. That's a good amount of cows. And I had a feeling this guy was driving over a bale. This is where having a little tiny hill can make your life just miserable. And picking up the bales becomes paramount. Can I get off this bale? I don't know. I guess I'll have to leave it at that for the time being, folks. I just realized what the time was. 27 minutes already. Yikes. Whew, that's what happens when you have coffee in the morning. You don't normally have coffee. Anyways, folks, my name's Iain Robson. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Working on the harvest over here. And that, let's grab that first real quick. He's coming right beside us anyways. Let's grab this combine. 94%. So I hope you enjoyed doing the autumn harvest here. And he should be able to get not to 100% before we get to him. Yes, there we go. No, he's gonna get to 100%. Or is he? Oh, he was at 99%. Just caught him. Anyways, yeah. So we'll probably come back next episode, and maybe we'll do a bit more baling, or we'll see what happens here. Because I have one more harvest to do, and that's beans, and that'll be the last harvest. And then I need to do some fall tillage maybe, if I want to put some barley down at least. Because the one thing I wanted to try is to see how it would work with planting something in autumn and then having it germinate, having it good to go early in the season. So I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to do some winter wheat, I think, actually. Sorry, not barley, winter wheat. I don't think I have much wheat. So that's what we're going to work on. I'm going to sell those bales off. Probably going to sell those bales off, those silage bales. And we'll see what price we end up with there. And I think I may cut that field too, because we have the baler already. So we'll see how it goes. I've been playing a lot. I've been playing this map a little bit, way more than I normally do off camera. I've been enjoying myself though. That's what happens. It's like Minecraft is like that too, or Factorial, for example. So anyways, folks, I'm actually going to go this time. My name's Iain Robson. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more County Land, and I'll see you in the autumn. Well, we'll be in the autumn next time anyways, because we're here in the autumn now. Anyways, catch you guys later.